Hello, my name is Chris McCormick, Associate Director of PEG TV and Program Coordinator for Channel 15 Public Access Television. Prior to this position, and several decades ago, I worked for our family-owned radio station, WHWB AM, and later WHWB FM, located in Proctor, directly across the road from the Wilson Castle estate. WHWB AM was established in 1949 as a daytime radio station, operating from sunrise to sunset at an assigned frequency of 1,000 on the dial. It was here where my father, the late Frank McCormick, began his broadcasting career, becoming manager and part owner until the sale of the station in 1984. While WHWB AM went dark in the 1990s, WHWB FM would evolve into WJJR and relocate to the Opera House in downtown Rutland. It was during my dad's tenure at WHWB AM in the 1950s that a recording we will hear shortly came to be. It spoke specifically to the Irish population in the region. It came about by special invitation from WHWB to then Rutland City Mayor Dan Healy. Mayor Healy served the city of Rutland from 1949 to 1957. He lost his re-election bid in 1957 to Francis Waterman, only to roar back in 1959 for another final two-year term. Mayor Healy was described as beloved and colorful, the champion of the poor, with great humility and dignity. He was one of the first Irish Catholic Democrats to live in the Rutland area and said to be friends with Adlai Stevenson and President John F. Kennedy. He lived on Forest Street and later on South Street in Rutland. He was invited to WHWB to deliver a St. Patrick's Day address to listeners with his trademark booming voice and charming personality. You can hear in his voice the special pleasure he felt in addressing the Rutland community about what is it to be Irish all those years ago. If he did indeed actually deliver his address on St. Patrick's Day to a live audience, it most likely would have occurred in this on-air studio. It's possible the message was pre-recorded and then aired on St. Patrick's Day. Either way, we know Mayor Healy's address, "What Is It to Be Irish?" was recorded on reel-to-reel tape with a real possibility, pun intended, that it was this very machine. Looking back on the making of this 1950s recording, we can visualize Mayor Healy walking through these doors of the converted barn housing WHWB. He would have proceeded down a long hallway for many years, every March 17th on WHWB, up until 1984 when the radio station was sold. The story might have ended there, as the recording was stored away in a cardboard box for many years, with my family's radio station memorabilia. In late 2017, Jack Healy, no relation to Mayor Dan Healy, inquired about the whereabouts of the recording as he had remembered it from his days at WHWB, adding he would be interested in re-airing it on WSYB, his current employer. The thought then occurred to me that maybe we could digitize it and perhaps enhance it with some music and photos for a PEG TV version as well. That's where Jeff Adamson and my brother Greg McCormick of Lake Street and Radio come in. With their assistance, this 60-year-old audio file has been converted from tape to a digital format. With the help of Ben Burge and myself, Chris McCormick, we've tried to clean it up as best we could. Ray Mooney added some historical research, and with the magical editing of Ben, what for so many years had been exclusively an audio file has now been turned into a video work of art. So now it's my sincere pleasure to highlight some WHWB history, and more importantly, Rutland history, as we present former Rutland City Mayor Dan Healy with What Is It to Be Irish?
I first wish to express my sincere appreciation to station WHWB for their cordial invitation to address you on this St. Patrick's Day.